good people. We are having the reflection of the 19th Sunday in ordinary time, the Gospel of St. Luke. Remember, what was the last Sunday's Gospel? Something to do with money, something to do with saving. Especially, you just go through it. Now, Jesus continues. Luke chapter 12, from 32 to 48. And Jesus begins very well. If you read, he says, "Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom." So you see, Jesus is telling something very nice to us. Little flock, do not be afraid. So we must consider ourselves little. The more you consider yourself little, the higher you grow in the eyes of God. But if you consider yourself great, then you know what happens. We are all little, and the more little you are, the more happy you are. And so Jesus goes on telling, like, sell your possession and give to the poor. In this sense, like so many things you possess, for whom? What are you going to do? So many times we are people are possessive, possessing, obsessive, possessing. We want more. जैसे ये बोलते ना, ये दिल मांगे more. So we want more. We possess and possess. What are you going to do with that? So learn to give. Because God gave His Son. He showed us His love. So we belong to Jesus, and Jesus is ours. For the sake of Jesus, we must start giving. Then Jesus continues. He says, provide purses for yourself that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will never fail, for no thief comes near. So Jesus is telling, we must make treasure for ourselves in heaven, not here on earth. Treasure in heaven means, what are the good things in this life that we can do? All that is accounted in heaven. So you have an account there in heaven. How we treasure, how we save money. So also we must save good things for future. And that is the other life, and that life is of Jesus, with Jesus. When it comes to treasure, there's a wonderful story of Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony was there for one funeral mass. And he said, this man, his heart is not here. His heart is in the treasure. So he had some enemies. And they went to see the treasure. His heart was there. That is one of the miracles of Saint Anthony. So where is your heart? Where your heart is, where your treasure is, there your heart will be. So treasure good things. Treasure the word of God. Treasure good things. Today, we are also celebrating, we remember St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence, the deacon. No doubt because of Sunday we are not celebrating, but still 10th August is always dedicated to St. Lawrence. And what happened to St. Lawrence? He was a deacon. He was taking care of the poor and all. And then the emperor came and said, he was in charge of all the treasures of the property of the church. Then the emperor said, all the property you must give. So he said, give me 3 days. So what he did, he sold everything and all, everything he gave to the poor, everything he gave. And on the 3rd day, the emperor called him. Where is the treasure? Where is it? You know what he did? He collected all the lame, the blind, the deaf, the poor people. He said, these are my treasures. So you see, St. Lawrence treasured these people. They were his treasures. The king and the emperor was very angry. And they asked him to be burnt alive. Burnt alive. Fried. And Lawrence, he was filled with humor. As he was being fried, he said, hey, excuse me, I'm fried one side, turn me. So you see what St. Lawrence did. So many a times Our treasure is, where our heart is. Where our treasure is, there our heart is. So keep yourself focused to do God's will. And today's gospel also says about certain few things. That is trust in God. One is trust in God and vigilance and faithfulness. So we need to trust in God. The more we trust, the more things happens. And then Jesus says, stay awake, stay awake. We should be people of staying awake. Many times we are awake, with our mobiles in the night. And the whole day our youth are sleeping. That is not the stay awake. You must be stay awake for the Lord's return. The Lord will come back. For we say, Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. So He is the Master, and the Master will come again anytime. So remember, ATM, anytime Master, not anytime money. So anytime Master will come. That's what Jesus says. Revelation 3:20, I knock at the door of your heart. Anyone who opens the heart to me, I will enter and dine with him, he with me. So Jesus will come anytime. So we need to stay awake. Awake in your senses. Keep your eyes open. Look for Jesus. Keep your ears open. Hear the words of Jesus. Speak the words of Jesus. And the other thing is, very important thing is that, we should be looking for Jesus. Many times we don't look for Him. And Jesus will repay us. He will give us something very nice, something good if we stay awake. So don't sleep, okay? Stay awake because Jesus will come. And He says, be faithful. Be faithful. In whatever you do, be faithful. The more faithful you are, the more you will be honored, revered, and loved. So all the best. May God's grace be with you. So many things we have asked to do. And Jesus says, much has been given to you, much will be asked of you. So much has been given to us, so much is going to be asked. So see how much has been given, and so give back. The more you give back to God and to His people, the more God will give to you. So God bless you.